Hello there, and welcome to day number 20 on the road to 2000 ELO Rapid Series. We're hopping right into the game. Don't forget, if you enjoyed these videos, to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps a lot. And we are playing versus e4 with the black pieces. So e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and let's see what my opponent plays. Looks like it's going to be in Italian. We're going to play into the Gioco Piano with bishop c5 here. My opponent is a similar rating to me. We're at 1685 currently, and we're playing against somebody from the Philippines, I believe. Correct. All right, my geography is on point. And here, knight f6 after d3. Preparing to play d6 as well. I like keeping these symmetrical positions. This knight c3 move, does it bother me at all? I mean, the plan is probably to go knight a4. So if I play d6, they can go knight a4. But then I probably play bishop b6, and I don't mind if they take and opening up my rook. So we're going to go for this. So d6, I'm preparing to castle. And we can castle now. This h3 move prevents me from going bishop g4. Maybe I should play something similar with h6. And I think it looks pretty good. So we're going to play h6 as well. Keeping the symmetry and essentially keeping castling as an option. Now the first committal move with knight d5 here. Knight d5, do I have to do anything is the question. I don't have to take, I can just castle, I can keep my king safe. What are their ideas? There's no bishop g5 move anymore, so I feel safe just castling. I assume if knight takes, bishop takes back probably. Let's just castle and keep the king safe. I don't see anything to take advantage of just yet. Alright, they play c3 with the idea probably of playing d4 afterwards. Maybe now is a good time to just take. If bishop takes, I can go knight e7 and probably knight g6 afterwards and reroute my knight. I like the look of that off first glance. Also, now my bishop's able to go to b6 without any threat of being taken by the knight. And now we can play c6 ourselves and maintain the symmetry in this position. So I'm thinking of playing c6, preparing d5, but if I do that right now, I'm seeing that this pawn is left hanging. So maybe I can go rook e8 or knight g6 first. Let's see. Let's go knight g6. Go knight g6. My knight's not really doing anything on these squares currently. It doesn't really see any future. I think a knight g6 is just not a bad move. Allows me to explore the f4 square in the future. Uh, my bishop right now is eyeing a key square over there. Something to take a look at as well. Okay. F5 could be an interesting move, trying to break stuff open in the future. But not as of yet. Let's think about this one. Maybe bishop e6, and if takes, opening up my rook, that seems kind of interesting. Bishop e6 seems like a cool move, and this also helps a further d5 pawn push. Not that I need any help. Maybe it would have been better to play c6, d5, but maybe I could just play d5 right away after this. Looks promising. So they don't want to trade and open up my rook. They instead move their king to safety. It seems sensible. I'm already wondering, are there ideas of sacrificing here? But I don't see anything just yet. If I take with the bishop, queen takes back, so I don't necessarily want to do that. Maybe now is a good time to push d5. D5, and let's think about what the responses could be. So takes, bishop takes is fine. If, let's say, d4 is played instead, I'm wondering if I could just take anyways. But d4 is not a threat because then e takes d4. So let's play d5 here. And I am down on the clock by a couple of minutes. My opponent's playing pretty fast. But now they're taking their time to think, so let's see what exactly happens here. By the way, folks, I am currently in Tokyo, which is why the background looks a little bit different. So over the next few days slash weeks, you're going to see me with a different background pretty much every few days. Traveling right now in Asia, and I'm super excited. But we're keeping the chess grind going nonetheless. These daily chess games will not stop. I am currently on a mission to reach 2000, and I will not pause until I get there. I'm also playing a classical chess tournament in Japan in about a week and a half's time. So hopefully these games will serve as some preparation. I don't know how much time I'll have to prep outside of it, but we're going to try our best. Um, okay, so here, this is an interesting position. I don't know if I want to break it open. If I break it open, the queen can take, and that leaves this pawn hanging. Although I can defend it, but maybe why can I not play something solid like d4? Does d4 weaken my dark squared bishop too much? It looks like it might. Let's say something like this. I am trying to think here. Although this looks like a good move. Just knight f4 right now. Knight f4 right now walks into the bishop taking. Maybe I play d4 and I keep knight f4 as a future idea. My pawn still stays solid on e5. The knight can't take right now. There's no way to displace my knight. We're leaving the bishop trade open as a possibility for white to consider. And also now bishop takes is a lot better. Because now the queen can't take back. So this doubles their pawns. Although the double pawns don't really do too much. Here now they actually do stuff though. So here bishop takes, or probably pawn takes first. Decisions and decisions. Should I take with the pawn? We'll take with the pawn, I think. We'll leave bishop takes as an option here. I gotta watch out for ideas with the Greek gift. Greek gift ideas are definitely a thing that might happen in the future. So that's something to look out for. I'm down to 5 minutes and 43 seconds on the clock, so also got to be a little bit careful there with time. But, you know, still more time than a 5-minute blitz game, so I got room to work with. Okay. Let's think about this one. So, trying to go after my bishop, it doesn't really do much. I can just slide to b6 here and keep everything protected. Although now I guess if I take the queen takes back, so that removes my idea there. I also can't play knight f4 with tempo, although bishop takes was always an option there. Okay, what is this move? I'm wondering now if I can just trade. Maybe the best option is just, okay, well actually a5 is annoying, so maybe I should stop a5 from happening. How can I do that? Do I have many ways of doing it? I think I just have to play a5 myself here, essentially. I don't really see anything else there. I can play a5, not allow the white pawn to push out my bishop. Actually, my bishop had no squares. I just realized that now. My bishop had no squares. I had to play something that either moved the bishop to safety or stopped a5 from happening. So this is good. And now I'm thinking, what if queen d7? Just simple improving move, but also carry some threats here. There's no winning ideas just yet that I can see at the very least, but ideas nonetheless. Perhaps I can play something like, okay, well now this looks promising, right? Now they saw sacrifice ideas. They must have at least. I would love to play c5. I can't right now, so maybe I slide my bishop back. Or maybe let me bring my rook in and then slide my bishop back to b8. I think that looks like a good idea. So we're going to bring the rook to a central square. Keep the rooks on the d and e files. Looks like that makes a lot of sense. Adding extra protection to this pawn. Apologies for the clicking noises, by the way. It's probably not something you hear with my usual microphone, but I am currently using a travel sort of setup, which means that my mic is essentially my webcam. So hopefully the audio quality sounds good. If you have any feedback or anything you think I can do to improve these videos while I'm traveling, please do let me know. I'm very open to suggestions. Okay, what is this move? That feels like a weakening move, doesn't it? Let's go with our plan. Is there any way I can take advantage of this? Not that I can see just yet. Also, where is his knight going? His knight doesn't have any good squares. Let's just go for this. Let's go for bishop a7, bishop b8, and we're gonna prepare. Okay, so first of all, this pawn's hanging, so we're gonna protect it. This also helps me play c5, which is nice. Inadvertently helping me, I guess. One thing to remember is if bishop takes bishop, then pawn takes now, because the queen has to cover the square on c7. Okay. Do I take? Probably not. I like my bishop as a sort of blockade towards this pawn. We're gonna just go bishop b8. And there's no way for my opponent to target the b6 pawn yet. The queen doesn't have any squares. And now if bishop takes, queen takes is definitely possible. Okay, what's this move? All right, but this doesn't do too much. Pawn takes, bishop takes, and then I have c5. This looks pretty good. Now I'm thinking we can trade bishops, and then I can go queen e6. Maybe I can only go here. That doesn't look as good, though. Let's trade the bishops. We're going to go queen e6. And we're pretty much mounting pressure on this e5 pawn. So this e5 pawn is a weakness for my opponent right now. Oh, okay. Maybe... Should I try to trade queens? Let's try to trade queens. I like my position better than my opponent right now. Also, I'm significantly down on time, so that's something to look out for. We'll see if he goes for the queen trade. I think probably should, right? Okay, I guess not. Let's take. And let's go rook e8 now, and we're going to win this pawn, I think. I don't think there's any way of defending the pawn. Yep, that's a hanging pawn, but I could just go bishop b7. I don't have to take right away. And then I can go rook b8. And then I can actually take with the bishop afterwards. Folks, I'm going to start playing a little faster and talking a little less. So I'm going to try my best to still think out my moves as I make them, but I'll probably go into bullet mode a tiny bit. And yeah, now this is a free pawn. And there's no way to defend it with the bishop either, because now, the knight's covering f4. So things are looking good. Now the question is, do I take with the knight or the bishop? I'm inclined to take with the knight. So that's what we're going to do. Try to trade off the rooks. See if we can get that done. If we can't, I'm going to go rook e8. Probably. Okay, I don't mind that at all. Now let's see. Can we just push these pawns? I don't see why not. Let's try. I mean, there's a little bit to calculate there, but essentially the rook has no good square to target these pawns, at least not right away. So here and then here, which comes with tempo, and then I can just cover the square on d8. So we're going to go for this. Okay, here, here, here. So what else? There and then there. Let's go for it. Pushing pawns, baby. Pushing P. Probably he has to go rook d5, maybe rook b3, but then this looks, no, rook b3 looks losing. So this, and then this is what I saw. Just simple chess. And now you trade the rooks, you have to go here, I go here, and it looks like I just win a bishop. Or the game, I guess, if you don't want to let me take. All right. Well, that's a dub. That's a dub. 1693. 1693 elo. We're so close to 1700, and we still have 11 days left in the month. My goal was 1700 by the end of October. Big win. 0 blunders, 0 mistakes, 0 misses. Let us take a look at the analysis. All right, so let's see exactly how this one played out. You're playing with the black pieces here against an Italian, so we got e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, and then bishop f5, which is the Gioco piano game, which is my classic setup against the Italian. Here, my opponent played the pianissimo variation, which is d3, followed by knight f6, and here, knight c3. And according to chess.com's opening page, this is apparently a Berlin-Vienna hybrid. Okay. But yes, so you have both knights now. You have the bishop on c4, and here I go d6. And after h3, apparently I'm better if I play knight a5, so I missed the fact that I can go for this trade for the knight, trade of the knight for the bishop myself. Instead, I just played this h6 move, which is totally fine. And here, after the knight goes on to d5, castling is the best option according to the engine. So I castle. My opponent plays c3, delaying their own castling. And now I just decide to take the knight. After bishop takes, I wanted to go knight e7. This is all totally fine. The bishop slides back to b3. I go knight g6, castles, and here we go for the first big decision of the game, is bishop e6, offering a trade of bishops. My opponent can take, and this would be equal, but the dynamic of the game would be very different. I'd have the open rook on the f file, semi-open file. I'd be able to push d5 pretty quickly. So instead, my opponent doesn't want to go for this trade. They just move their king to h1. And here I should already try to finish my development by connecting my rooks and moving my queen forward. So queen e7 is the move that the engine prefers. Instead, I go for d5 right away, which is also fine, because, you know, they can't really punish me for this pawn push. So the queen steps onto e2. I assume this is to eye the pawn on e5 if anything happens in the middle of the game. And so I decided not to take. Instead, I go d4. This is a mistake, apparently. So why is d4 a mistake? Let's think about this one. Maybe it's because it helps them bring their own pieces into the game. So something like c takes d4, and then bishop takes d4 would help them maybe bring their rook onto a semi-open c file with something like bishop d2 and rook c1. I'm not entirely sure why. If anybody knows in the comments why you think that d4 is not as good of a move, please do let me know. But here, they decide to take. I take. And apparently they're supposed to go for the bishop trade now. Instead, queen c2 is played. And I go bishop b6. This is all fine. Here, after a4, I was scared of a5, so I decided to play a5 myself. Apparently, I should have just gone c5. Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, I missed that a5 is not really a threat because I can just take the pawn. So, yeah, that's. I didn't realize that the queen and the bishop were working together here. I decided to go a5 myself. I don't think it was a bad move by any means. Apparently, the engine doesn't like it just because bishop takes e6 right now is pretty good, followed by bishop takes e6, f takes e6, queen b3. So having the queen on the b3 square, eyeing this pawn here is pretty good. It's an active queen. The bishop's going to be able to come in soon into the game, and then the rooks are going to be able to come in through the c file. So the engine likes white trading here and trying to attack more in this position. But my opponent plays rook e1, trying to support this pawn on e4. I go queen d7 here. So now the trade is not matched as much as a threat because queen can take back on e6 if the bishops were to trade off. And here, king h2 was, you know, bad. Maybe they were worried about sacrifices here. Like if, for example, let's say you just play a waiting move like bishop here. Maybe they're worried about something like this, but there's no real threat right now because after g takes, queen takes. I can't really. Oh wait, actually, it's because of knight h2. Oh, so this is bad. Oh wait, because the queen can take. The queen can take here, but knight h2 and then they're fine. Knight h2 and then they're fine. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, so they were worried about that, so they probably played king h2 for that reason. Here I go rook d8, which I don't think is a bad move. It's not one of the top moves, but it's not a bad move by any means. The engine likes c5 right away. I was going to play c5 anyways, but I decided to start by bringing the bishop onto b8, um, and then play c5. So that was essentially my plan for these next few moves. My plan occurs, and now I decide to trade because I realize that my queen on e6 is pretty good if I'm able to get it there. Apparently, it's even better on f5, which makes a lot of sense because it creates a threat of taking this pawn with 3 attackers on it, but it also forks by attacking on d3. So instead, I just went queen e6, offering a trade of queens. They decide not to take the trade, and here I go for the trade myself because I realize I'm able to bring a rook onto the attack of the pawn on e5, and they can't really stop it. Here they decide to try to counterattack by attacking the pawn on b6. But that doesn't mean I should just let that happen. Instead, I just go bishop c7, not letting that happen, and then protecting the pawn now on b6 afterwards with my rook. So now I have all the attackers I need to take the pawn on e5. They can equalize by going a5, apparently? Wow. a5. Pawn takes. Um, Rook takes. Okay, that's not that complicated. But, yeah, no, I missed this idea entirely. That's nice. They also missed it, though, to my credit, I guess. And here I realize very nicely. So after this move here, they mess up. They should try to trade the rooks because by letting me take, they are letting my D and C pawns essentially become passers together, joint pass pawns. And with c4, you cannot really stop the progress of these pawns. Here, all I have to do is find rook d8. I can even play d2 right away, actually, which I didn't think about for some reason. Yeah, so I can play d2 after the bishop moves out of the way. Then I can just go rook d8 probably. I can't simply play c2 because after rook takes, sorry. So if here doesn't work because rook takes, and I cannot promote because the bishop can take back. So don't forget that bishops move backwards as well. I decided to trade the rooks, and you can't stop me from either taking your bishop or promoting. Actually, from both. I just realized. So yeah, and this is a win. We are now at 1693 elo. This is the highest I've ever been. We're one step away from 1700. Let's see if we can get it in tomorrow's game. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, let me know. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, the road to 2000, full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. Take care. I'm going to go enjoy Tokyo now. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.